Hey guys, welcome to this new video. Today we're gonna talk about real estate in Vietnam. If you've been following my journey, I share a lot about business opportunities and investments in Asia. And today I'm gonna share you about one of the projects I've been working on and kind of keep it secret because I wanted to share you the whole project about investing and building a house in Mekong Delta. So today I'm going to explain you this journey, where did I invest it, how much it cost me, so you can have the whole picture about how does it work to build a house in Vietnam. Let's get started. So here I am on the rooftop in Ho Chi Minh City, District 1. You see on my back the financial district, and in this video I want to share with you the real estate project I've been working on, from buying a land to building a house in Vietnam. So this whole project will be combined in a series of different videos. So I'm going to split the different steps so you will see the whole journey from buying a land, how does it work for the legal aspects, from constructing a house, how do you deal with stone constructor, with architects, how much it costs to build a house in Vietnam, and as well as the renting aspect. So how do you find a good land with potential, so finally you can build a house and rent it to some people in Vietnam. To discover about all the different videos, you can check in the description, and I will leave you all the different links so you can jump from one part to one part and learn about the whole story for this real estate project in Vietnam. So today I want to talk about why building a house and how first do you find a land with good value to invest in Vietnam. There is a lot of misunderstanding and there is a lot of risks and pitfalls foreigners can fall into. Obviously, because Vietnam is an emerging country, you have to watch out, and there is some scam, and as a foreigner you cannot directly own a land. So you have to get some knowledge, meet some lawyers, meet some locals, and get to know about the market to be able to find how you can invest in Vietnam as a foreigner. To be very short, there is two ways. You can either buy under a nominee or set up a company in Vietnam. I won't talk very big in detail about the legal aspects, and I want this video to show you more the big picture and how does it work when you buy a land and when you finally build a house in Mekong. So through this first video, I want to share you about the journey. How did I, 2.5 years ago, buy the land, and why a few months ago I finally decided to build a house on this land. So talking about the story, how do you find a good land in Vietnam with value? Actually, maybe 4 years ago I started to learn about the real estate market in Vietnam. I remember taking my motorbike and going to different districts in Saigon and even outside of Saigon to go to some real estate projects. And as a foreigner, usually what do you have? You can only invest into a specific project with foreign quota, and most of them will be usually condominium that you find in big cities, Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang and Hanoi for the most common projects. But I finally decided that I wanted something more exotic. I wanted to do a more exotic and more alternative investment that normal foreigners are not doing. And I remember sharing to my friends about my idea of investing into the land. And 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, I learned a little bit. I remember going to meet different lawyers to know about the restriction, the risks, as well as the opportunity about investing into lands in Vietnam. And 2.5 years ago, because I have some friends living in Mekong Delta, I remember sharing them about my idea that I wanted to invest into the land. So obviously I knew about the risks, and I knew that it won't be that easy because it's not something and foreigners commonly do in Vietnam. But because I get enough knowledge, because I have good friends in Mekong Delta, I asked them to go with me and to show me how does it work about investing in lands in Mekong. So first, maybe why Mekong Delta, right? You guys may not know. So Mekong Delta is in the south of Vietnam. It's an area where I feel you have stable growth. So because the weather is pretty stable compared to other parts of Vietnam, in some locations and parts of Vietnam you will have heavy rain during the raining season, but it sounds that in Mekong Delta the weather is pretty stable and the economy is also growing more smoothly, and there is no comparison with other big towns like Nha Trang, Da Nang or even Long Tan. Over there, because they are having big projects, there is a lot of speculation. So the price of the land will go very fast with a certain project, you know. So you will have a big news and then all the investors will want to speculate. The price will go very fast. And this is not something that I'm interested about, because I plan to live in Vietnam for a couple of years. I have my business here, I have my life here. So I wanted more to find a value land, a land that could gain some significant value months after months and years after year. And that's why I figured out that Mekong Delta would be a good location for a first investment. So sharing to my friends about this idea of investing into a land, we went there, we took the motorbike, we visited different locations, different towns. And then in Mekong Delta, the places I invested in is called Vinh Long. So it's in the heart of Mekong Delta. And over there, you have the very deep countryside, as well as cities where you see that there is a certain growth. You see that the infrastructure is coming, the investments are coming. And for instance, the land that I choose inside the city is very close to a market. So it's a very dynamic part of the city. Very next to my land, there is a part of the Mekong River, and they are renovating this part of the river because they want to let the locals to be able to walk over there and to have some nights walking by night in the city. So it's really an area where you see that there is some investments, and just in front of the land and the house I'm building it, there is a road, and this road they are making it bigger. They are renovating it to let cars and trucks be able to pass by. So those few insights are some ideas for you to consider a good land, because in Vietnam the location is key when you want to invest into a land. And after going to different locations with my friends consecutive time, I found out that this initial location was a good location for me to invest into that land. So this was about 2.5 years ago. So I invested, I put some money there, I kind of forget about the land. I was busy with my business and other stuff. And just very recently, because I kind of had this reflection where, hey, I have this land over there that is empty, quite messy, you know. There were a lot of trees, there were a big coconut tree, there were even the chicken from the neighbor jumping to the land and going around, and I wanted to make it something better. And about 6 months ago, I started to share to my friends about, oh, I would maybe want to build something. And I saw the enthusiasm of my friends when I shared them about my idea of building a house. Because of course, that's their neighborhood, that's where they have their family, that's where they live. So they were very excited to see me sharing them about this idea of building something to be able to rent it out. So I met different constructors, different architects. I have some friends who have some knowledge about investing into lands, but as well as construction. And I share with them that idea, and I got them very excited, and who share me back their interest and tell me that they wanted to help me on that project. An important point that you have to know is you have to have locals that are living in the neighborhood that you want to invest it to know if that neighborhood has potential. And going there with my friends, we met the neighbor, we kind of get to know about the different projects going on. There were, for instance, a supermarket that they plan to build at about 500 meters from the land. So I decided at that time that it may be now a good time to build a house. Build a house for what? I don't want to live there. I live in Ho Chi Minh City. I wanted to build this house to rent it. I wanted to rent it to locals, to maybe a family, to maybe a small shop, you know, someone who can do something, have a small coffee, a small restaurant, or even a say, you know, so the mechanic guy. I wanted to do that, and I found the project exciting, and that's why I will share with you through this whole video all the journey from this construction to finally renting this land to someone. So in the next video, I'm gonna reveal you the whole plan. I'm gonna break through everything. So you will see the learning points I got. You will see the pitfall I avoid or the pitfall I had to face. So you will learn how everything works if, as well, you wanna build a house in Vietnam to be able to rent it. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this small illustration about the whole project I'm gonna reveal you. And I obviously wanted to have the key, you know, and to wait the whole project to be done before being able to explain you this whole journey. Don't forget to thumb up the video if you enjoyed this first video, and you can check again in the description to get all the different links for the next episode. Feel free also to leave a comment below. It's very important for me to see your name tagged below. I hope you guys enjoy, and I see you in the next video. Thank you, bye bye.
Been down and I'ma get it right. Then I'll sight like